So how much is Stellar worth? 1 trillion? 2 trillion? 10 trillion? Understanding the value of a company is extremely important to understanding what its potential token price can get to. Now, we're going to get into that today, but we're also going to talk about this Friday. This Friday, I have a special live stream for everyone. I am going to share an awesome report with some awesome crypto stats, so be sure to catch that live stream this Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I also just got back from an amazing adventure roaming through Colorado, through the mountains, some hiking, camping, boondocking. Definitely check that out. I will have links to that listed in the description below. But now let's talk about Stellar and let's talk about company valuation. All right, so we're going to start off with Stellar and valuation. But first things first, let's just put market cap in perspective real quick. I've got Tether up on the screen right now. 82 billion in market cap. They are just printing like crazy. You go to Stellar, 5 billion in market cap. But now we have to start talking about valuation. How do you value a company? How do you put a value on Stellar? Well, let's take a step back and let's start looking at some things that have happened in our past that are going to kind of help you out with this. All right. Craig Newmark founded Craigslist, right? We already know about Craigslist. Craigslist is a service. Craigslist doesn't own anything. All they do is provide a service on the internet. For those of you that are familiar with Craigslist, well, guess what? You know exactly what they do. They don't really own any buildings or anything like that. They don't own any products. They're just a web-based service. Similar to what? Stellar. Stellar's a service, right? It's a utility token. It's not something. It's a movement of money, a transporter of money. Craigslist worth a couple billion of dollars. Now remember, that is a company that doesn't own anything. Now let's take another example of company value ship. What about NIO? Oh, NIO is now the second most valuable car company in 2022. Wait a minute. They're worth more than like GM and all that? Yeah. Oh my gosh. So valuation of NIO, it's a little bit different. Why? They've got manufacturing plants, they've got patents, they've got stuff like that. So even putting a value on NIO, giving them the second highest valuation, hear me out, second highest valuation in the auto market, and they're one of the smallest producers by quantity. So even then, value has nothing to do with companies' potential, right? It's about what these investors are getting into. So that's NIO. Let's tie this into something a little bit closer to home, service-based, right? Because what is Stellar? Stellar is a utility. It is a tool to move money. So when we look at putting a value on Stellar, we have to look at other things that are used as tools, right? Other things that are used as services, not hard commodities. All right. Uber says it may be profitable this quarter for the first time in history. This article was done in late 2021. Now hear me out. For 3 years, Uber has been out there not making money. And for 3 years, they have had a massive company valuation. If we scroll further down, we can see right now that Uber's valuation is $82 billion. Yeah, a company that, seriously, that for the first 3.5 years did not make money, had a valuation of $82 billion. Now remember this, does Uber own any of the cars in their fleet? No, they do not. Again, they provide a service. They connect needs with drivers and make it happen. Uber does not own any of that. So a company that owns nothing and provides a service of moving people, similar to moving money on the Stellar network, has a valuation of $82 billion, and they did not make a profit in the first 3 years. All right, let's take this a little bit further. Now, traditional valuations are really easy to make when it comes to companies that like own stuff. And I've got Caterpillar up on the screen right now. Right now, Caterpillar's market cap, right? So they're going to go with market cap and value. They're going to tie it into $122 billion. Caterpillar owns machinery, equipment, supplies, raw materials, manufacturing plants. Caterpillar owns a whole bunch. So putting a value on them is a little bit easier. Why? Because we could say, hey, if we had to liquidate this stuff, what would it be worth to the shareholder? We can start kind of pulling out some data from that. But again, I want you to think of Uber. They don't own anything. They provide a service, yes, moving people. So Uber, if it was to get liquidated, what inventory would they have to go to shareholders or bondholders? Uber doesn't own anything, yet they have a valuation of how much? $82 billion. So now let's tie this all back into Stellar real quick. So you got NIO, a company that isn't making much unit-wise, right? That is now worth the second highest car manufacturer out there. You got Uber, a company that doesn't own anything, because remember, they don't own the fleet of vehicles, right? They are a service of moving people. They're worth $82 billion. Now, let's keep in mind something right now. Uber, Cat, and all those other companies, NIO, right? They're all traded on the U.S. stock exchange. So when we start looking at value, when we start looking at market cap, remember those numbers are based on them trading on the U.S. stock exchange. Stellar trades globally. Yes, Stellar is stellar everywhere. So when we look at valuations, right, and when we try to think, hey, wait a minute, what is the actual value of Stellar? Stellar isn't just something listed on one exchange. It's listed and available all over the world. So when it comes to market caps, when it comes to valuations, we have to completely rewrite the rules when it comes to crypto, and we actually have to start valuing these companies as global utilities. Yeah, not just regional stuff, which we're used to right now, and that's probably why a lot of the numbers scare everyone out there. A lot of the posts, a lot of the comments I've been reading, and a lot of the Discord chats that we have too, people are out there saying, hey, you know what? Stellar can't get to this because its market cap, its valuation would just be too high. I think that's because most of us are thinking in the old stock market model, right? Things that are limited to a set country, a limited parameter of buying opportunities. And crypto is not like that. Now, if this video got you thinking, you are always welcome to check out more Stellar content right here. But if you want to know what else goes in my mind, I would highly suggest checking out the Colorado content I got right here and subscribing to the second channel and following the journey.